Is a former middleweight, now fighting at super middleweight, making his return to the ring after a 4-year absence. The boxing Q, Lamar Russ, who gets back in there this Saturday night not this Saturday night, March 26th in Rock Hill, South Carolina, where he'll take on Ricard Becerill. Lamar Russ, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great, man. How about you, brother? Long time no see.
Long time no speak. It's been longer than 4 years since I've spoken to you, but it's been coming up on March the 26th. Will be almost 4 years. It'll be 3 years and 11 months since your last fight when you fought on the Contender. Got stopped by John Thompson in the second round. So what have you been up to the last couple of years?
Man, really more importantly, just healing from surgery and get my life together, man. That loss against John Thompson, which was some BS, but I mean, it was a loss because I hurt myself on the Contender, chit up on my elbow. So, with that being said, just trying to bounce back from that.
So it's like, when did you feel like after the surgery, or did you wait a while to get the surgery, and that's why you kind of been on the sidelines a little bit?
Nah, I got the surgery. So we fought in April, May, June, July, August. So I got the surgery like 5 months later, but the layoff and the healing of the bone, because I chipped the bone in my elbow. After the first round, after I dropped him, more importantly, after I got my surgery, I just trying to lay low, man, because like I said again, that was a real big downfall for me, man, losing against somebody I know I should have beat, and more importantly, that I had beat on national television. So with that being said, man, I went into depression, and on top of that, man, I had a couple other things going on. I just had a daughter, so the critical stage of raising a kid, especially when they're a baby, they need that time and affection. So I want to make sure that I give my daughter the same attention I gave my son.
Well, congratulations on that, and definitely be commended on that. So, you do talk to a lot of fighters. Life happens, outside the ring. And I guess combine that with the injury, that's what, contribute to the layoff. When did you say to yourself, it's time to get back to step through the ropes? When did that occur in your mind?
Man, it was so funny because I think it was New Year's of 2021, last year. My birthday was the 15th, but I went to church on New Year's. And, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I was about 200 pounds. Like I said, I let myself go. But I went to church, I prayed, man. I just put it all in God's hands. And I said, you know what? I'm about to get back in this ring and finish what I started, and just go from there, man. And like I said, I've been heavy in the church and, more important, not only church, but just being in, finding myself again, So with that being said, I said, look, I'm about to finish what I started. Because I know a guy like John Thompson, which John Thompson is a good fighter, don't get me wrong. Because if he wasn't, he definitely wouldn't have beat me. But I know I'm a better fighter. I just caught the bad end of the stick at the wrong time.
So you go to the church on New Year's, January 2021. When does Lamar Russ get back in the gym? How long after that?
I got back in the gym. My birthday was the 15th. That was my present to myself. Get back in that gym in Tony Burgess Boxing Academy in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He had a lot of faith in me, though. He was just like, man, get your butt back in this gym. I'm like, all right, man. He pushed me, and I think he probably one of the top gyms in Fayetteville, man. I got it. He didn't box a lot in his life. He just wanted to help a kid that was on the street, and actually turned out to be one of the best gyms in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So shout out to Tony Burgess for everything he's done for me.
So you get back in the gym January 15th. When did you feel you were ready to fight? Get back in that fighting shape? 4 or 6 months after that?
So I would say I actually had a fight lined up in July in Orlando, Florida. But in my mind, being a fighter, I'm like, okay, I can do it. But then more importantly, man, the fight fell out, and I actually went to spar with some top level amateurs, man. And with that being said, it was like they was kind of giving me a run for my money, and that was like in August. So I said, heck no, I got to stick around a little bit longer, man, and get back in better shape. Just get back in better shape and get sharper. So,
so when did you sign on for this fight that's coming up on March 26th to take on Ricardo Becerill?
More importantly, I signed on to take this fight probably about 5 weeks ago. Like I said, I know from press barns in November and December, within that whole year range. I mean, I know I'm ready. With that being said, I can make middleweight right now. Being honest with you, I'm gonna go down to a light middle. But with this fight with Ricardo, this is right here just to test to see where I'm at. More importantly, to put my timing back in place, just to introduce myself back to the ring.
When people first, I guess, got to notice you, was your big fight on HBO. You lost a hard-fought, very close fight to Matthew Macklin in Atlantic City back in 2013. But you put up a very good effort against Macklin. You only lost by a couple points on a couple of the scorecards. You feel you feel, despite everything that's going on the last 4 years or so, that that you get back to that level in terms of maybe fighting the big names?
Most definitely. One thing right now, I feel like with me, with my youth, and more importantly with that 4-year break, I give my body time to rest. I give my confidence time to rise. But more importantly, man, I give my heart time to get bigger as it's supposed to. And I'm shooting for, maybe get a fight with Ricardo. I don't underestimate no man, but get one more fight again. To knock more ring rust off, and then I want to go for the big dogs, man. I'm chasing Luis Arias. More importantly, Sergio Martinez has jumped back in the ring, and that's a fight that I really want. So I'm aiming for that. You take it one fight at a time, but more importantly, I'm not looking to stay on the local level because I've never done that. I always wanted the big fish.
Yeah, you got that little taste of the big time, and obviously the Contender is a nationally televised show as well. And it's some good wins on your ledger. Juan D'Angel, the former world champion, Antoine Eccles, and beat a pretty good fighter from Philly, Latif Mundy. So like you said, you've been in there. Jonathan Cepeda was 12-0 at the time. Another 13-0 fight
in the first round. Yeah, that was my introduction to the TV scene.
Yeah, that
one thing about it is I'm like the first fighter. Well, I can't say the first fighter, but it's only about a handful of fighters from North Carolina that actually been on TV and actually won. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I feel like, to me right now, as of right now, I'm the king of North Carolina until something else comes on. And we got a couple other good fighters there in North Carolina. We got a fighter out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He's a very good fighter. He won on Showtime as well.
It's King's Promotions fighter, Joseph Jackson, if I'm not mistaken.
And Joseph is a great guy. He's a good fighter, man. And no lie to you, he's one of the next ones up. We got a guy out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Pride Boxing. He's a great guy. Nobody knows about him just yet, but one thing about him is he's definitely going to be up next. Coach Kenny's an awesome coach out of Raleigh. Then you got a couple other good fighters like Jamar Freeman from North Carolina, who's not scared to fight nobody. That's like my twin brother, man. He's a great fighter. Blake Manfield, who's a great fighter as well, too.
I know Blake very well, too.
Yeah, most definitely. And then we got another young fighter, Michael Williams Jr., who just fought
John Bowser.
He stepped it up. He stepped it up. Wins and losses happen. You can say the same thing with me, but he's a great fighter, and he's coming back. With that being said, I think I definitely know he's learned from his mistakes. So, listen, North Carolina has a handful of good fighters, man. And with that being said, I think right now is the time where we're going to expose everybody else.
Well, yeah, you mentioned a good thing being from North Carolina. The most important thing this week in North Carolina, I got to ask you, who's going to win the ACC tournament?
Oh, man.
You have to ask. It's March Madness. If I'm talking North Carolina guy, I got to talk some hoops with him.
Being honest with you, I'm not really, really big on the basketball. I just grew up with boxing, man. So it's kind of a toss-up to me now. We said football would be a different ball game.
Yeah. So who's your football team?
I'm a Panthers fan. I love the home team.
There you go.
And then we got Newton back, man. And one thing about him is
he's not going to be he's going to be gone. He's not going to be the quarterback. So
you don't think so?
No. They brought him in just to try to light a fire under my man from Darnold. And I don't know if you saw the news today. They're listing offers for McCaffrey now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they are.
So
Crazy thing about it, my son is really into it. And he loves McCaffrey. He don't care about news.
Yeah. So what else? We talked about the layoff. What like say you're getting back March 26th. Give me like a game plan, a timetable for maybe the next 9 to 12 months.
9 to 12 months. We expecting to fight March. Everything goes as planned. I'm gonna try to get again in May, and then hopefully in July. I'm a cute dog. The best returning there is. Omega Psi Phi to the day we die, man. More importantly, we have our national conclave in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's gonna be in July 21st to the 23rd. So it's gonna bring at least about 5,000 people to the city. So with that being said, man, we trying to actually have a show there. And being honest with you, ain't nothing set in stone yet. But I wanna get 2 fights, and I wanna fight Derek Finley again. With that being said, give it a test. 'Cause like I said, Derek Finley is definitely a good fighter. He beat me before. He beat me before. It was a close decision. So with that being said, I definitely want to get my shot back at him. But more importantly, I really want John Thompson. But they said, I ain't know this. He got in a really bad car accident.
Motorcycle.
So yeah. So with that being said, I can't say he's mentally retarded, but he's a little slow right now. So we don't let him live, because I definitely care about the man, because any man get in that ring to actually risk his life, he definitely get respect. So I respect him.
What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we see you on March the 26th in Rock Hill, South Carolina?
Hey, man, y'all just be on the lookout for the return of the Boxing Q, man. I'm going to make a statement this fight. I'm going to make a statement in the next fight. I'm going to make a statement in the next fight. We're back, and we're not playing no type of games. Like I said, middleweight, light middleweight, watch out, man. We're coming for you. And
where do we find you on social media?
On Instagram, we have Boxing Q, BOXING QUE_. And on Facebook, we're looking at Lamar Russ. And on Twitter, Boxing Q as well.
There you have it. The returning super middleweight, maybe turn middleweight, turn light middleweight. Lamar Russ, 17-3. He's looking to I guess Lamar Russ 2.0. I guess we'll call this.
2.0.
March 26th, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we will talk to you along the way. And best of luck.